Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and I'm going to give my TBR for the month of September. Now, I am going to be participating in a number of reading events. I am very fortunate that I do not have to host any event this month, but the two main events that I will be participating on is Dick10mber, which will be reading detective fiction for the month of September. I will also be participating in Shorty September, which is devoted to reading short works in September. The definition of a short work is a little open for negotiation. I am saying that it is 250 pages or less. Those are my two main events, but I also have some smaller events that I'm participating in. One will be a buddy read with Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics and Mark at Book Time with Elvis. We are going to be reading The Yiddish Policeman's Union by Michael Chapon. Now, I'm going to be reading the audiobook version of that, so I don't have anything to hold up, but it also will count as a Dick10mber pick, so because it is about a detective. For Criminali's birthday year books, I will be reading The Moon is a Harsh Mistress by Robert A. Heinlein. I have read that book before, but I would like to reread it and participate. As of now, I don't own a copy. I will be going to some used bookstores later this week and looking for a good used copy, because the Kindles are like $14 and I don't want to pay that much money for a book that I've read before. But if I don't find a good used copy, I'll probably go ahead and do the audiobook. I'm also going to be reading the final book in my nonfiction BookTube prizes, and that will be The Empire of Pain by Patrick Rhoden Keefe, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then I will have read all my 6 nonfiction books for the BookTube prize. Also, Sandy at Miss Reads a Lot is hosting her 1001 book club, where she's going to be reading The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. I have read that book twice. I am not sure I'm going to have time to participate in that event, but that's definitely a possibility because The Dispossessed is an excellent science fiction novel. And now on to the main BookTube reading events. And I will start with Shorty September. Shorty September has 12 prompts or suggestions for short books. A lot of these books will also be dick pics, so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The first prompt is Shorty Shorts. Read a book from the 70s and 80s. And that is going to be How the Dead Live by Derek Raymond. This is part of his Factory series. It is a dick pic set in London, and they're pretty gruesome. I've read 2 of the books in the Factory series, but they're really excellent, and I'm looking forward to this. Prompt number 2, Denim Shorts. Read a modern classic. I am going to be reading As a Buddy Read with Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics, again, Timequake by Kurt Vonnegut. This was published in 1997. It is his last published novel. Prompt number 3, Playsuit Shorts. Read a book you might regret later. I am picking I and Thou by Martin Buber. That's only 185 pages. It is not fiction. The reason I'm a little concerned is that it's supposed to be philosophy. How do you describe this? Lays out the view of the world in which human beings can enter into a relationship that enhances their mutual existence and dignity. That's just sort of a $1.98 description. My concern is that it may just be a little too religious for my tastes. I don't necessarily dismiss religious beliefs or religious texts, even though I'm not myself religious, but this is a classic of philosophy and religion. Prompt number 4, half and half shorts. Read a book and then read the film movie version. For that, I'm going to be reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. That's about 200 pages. I don't have a copy right now. I am looking for a 1818 edition. That is how it's originally published. Most of the ebook copies on like Project Gutenberg are the 1831 edition. So I do have options to buy a Kindle version real cheap for like 99 cents. But in my quest for used books later this week, when I'm looking for The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, I'm also going to be looking for an 1818 version of Frankenstein. I do not actually commit to watching the film version, although the Boris Karloff version is pretty good. Maybe I'll do that. Prompt number 5, cargo shorts. Read a book that has something to do with nature. Okay, this is a stretcher, and I know it is a stretcher. I am going to be reading a book about a lake. Raymond Chandler's The Lady in the Lake. Okay, it's a dick pic. I want to read this. It's a stretcher, but I didn't have any of the books that could be potentially about nature. But Raymond Chandler, last year when I first started BookTube, I made a promise to read all the books by Raymond Chandler. That has fallen by the wayside. So I'm sort of trying to pick up that challenge again, get back into reading Chandler, one of America's greatest pulp noir mystery writers. Prompt number 6, Skort. Read a book that mixes genres or doesn't fit into a specific genre. Okay, another little bit of a stretch. I'm going to be reading the novella of Behold the Man by Michael Moorcock. I also have the extended novel. This extended novel also counts as a shorty. It's like 160 pages. The novella is about 60 pages. I'm probably going to pick the novella. But the reason this qualifies as a Skort is, first of all, it's science fiction. But the story is of a religious scholar who finds a time machine, and he goes back in time to visit Jesus Christ to answer some of his questions. So it's going to also be a historical novel because you have the science fiction, the time machine, the history of life in Jesus Christ's time, and then it's also religious because what he finds in history is not what he expected to find, and it will make the religiously minded and believers a little upset. 7, ripped shorts. Read a slasher or murder mystery. I am going to read The Way Some People Die by Ross Mcdonald. This is the 3rd in the Lou Archer series. I've read the first 2. They are just fun little mystery novels. And this is actually the longest of my shorts. It is it's 243 pages, but it still counts. I'm looking forward to this. Lifeguard shorts, a beach read. And this is kind of John Saul's second novella in his Black Stone Chronicles. I read the first novella for Garbogust, and I'm going to try to read one novella per month until I finish. But this is just throwaway fiction, so good for the beach. Prompt number 9, Runway Fashion shorts. Read a book with a beautiful cover. Look at this classic paperback from 1966. They even got the naked girl sort of overcovered with a little label so you don't see those bits. But I just love the look of this old paperback. And this is a series, the Nick Carter series of an American espionage agent. And this is about college students who are having their mind poisoned and making them riot. It sounds just like a great amount of fun. Number 10, The Emperor's New Shorts. Read a book with an unreliable narrator. For this, I'm doing a reread, and it's going to be a buddy read with Matt Wall from Paperback Junkie. Technically, is it an unreliable narrator? No, because it's told in the third person, but the main character, Jimmy, is definitely unreliable. And he's basically looking for an old girlfriend / prostitute. And he's hiring prostitutes to tell him stories. And the stories that the prostitutes tell may not be so truthful. So you're getting this unreliable character, hiring women to tell unreliable stories. So I'm calling that an unreliable narrative. May not be narrative, but unreliable narrative. Prompt number 11. Boxer shorts. Read a comfort read. And for this, I'm going to go with Ed McBain, The Con Man, from the 87th Precinct series. This is also a dick pic. And they're just very easy books to read. You can read them in a day, and they're just pure entertainment. And prompt number 12, Bermuda shorts. Read a translated book. I'm going to read the novella, The Goalies' Anxiety at the Penalty Kick by Peter Handke. And this is the story of a goalie in Germany who commits a murder. So I don't think it counts as a detective novel because I don't think there is a detective. It's just the goalie and his anxiety and committing a murder. So that is everything that I'm scheduled to read for September. There's a lot of wiggle room, and I may squeeze in a few other books. Thank you, everyone. Keep on reading.